March 15th, 2016.
Yes.
We're all here. Do I have a chance to look at the minutes of the last meeting?
Yeah, I've read them. I make a motion to accept them.
I second.
Motion carries. How about looking at the bills?
I got one question.
Okay.
Check number 14929, Mattis. I just wanted to know who that was.
Yes, producer.
Is that what it is? We got a bunch of those, huh?
Yep. That's one of the local gas producers.
Yeah.
I believe that's the one in the well.
In Calgary,
And
that way.
Yeah. Right there across from Overall City.
That's really the only one I had on there. Then I went over it.
No, I don't have a question.
Another meeting.
I make a motion.
I make a motion.
I second.
Pay 'em.
Motion carries. Any questions on the cash activity report? Nothing going on.
I looked it over. It looked pretty good this month.
You like him, man?
Yeah.
Yeah. Kind of tickled. To the positive.
It's all right. Motion for that. Floor is open to the public. Next on the list. You guys,
We, excuse me, we were, last time, I think Shan came in, we tried to get things where that, I think y'all remember, but
Yeah.
we were, our house burned down, and then after the house burned down, at that time, I thought, well, maybe it's a good idea to have fire hose in the house, so we had a 2-inch line put in. And we were under impression it was gonna be $300 to hook it up, and then whatever, and, you know, regular rates, and that obviously didn't happen. We ended up paying $2,500 for the hookup. And we're still paying commercial rate, or at least I can't tell it really dropped after the last time I was here 10, 11 months ago. What we would like is a water bill like everybody pays, because we're using about 2,000 gallons a month, paying about $100 for water. We'd like to have what you all have, as far as you, and I don't think that's unreasonable, and if we have to switch over back to the 1-inch, that's fine. It doesn't matter, the line itself that's going up on the hill, we came out of the 2-inch hookup. I've already reduced it to 1-inch. So there's no problems with whatever it was you said it had to have some kind of extra storage facility on it.
Yeah.
Okay, that's a moot point now,
okay.
right? So that's,
So you just want a regular residential?
yeah.
Okay.
That's no problem.
That's
Okay.
It's the 2-inch was the issue, because with that 2-inch line, we're required to have extra water capacity,
Okay, well, I understand.
because it was considered commercial.
All right, now,
I think the problem was nobody ever told us that.
yeah,
That was the whole problem, yeah.
because obviously I spent $2,500 for hookup and I was
Yeah.
never done. And when we were here the last time, one of the fellows that was here, he's a very articulate gentleman, he said that might be a good idea to hold off, because I said, switch it over. And he said, no, you don't want to do that because your insurance rates, well, I investigated that. Insurance rates don't go down with a fire hose in the house. They don't change because water destroys whatever the fire does. That's what the insurance company looks at it. So we come up with a better alternative, I think. We built the house that won't burn. Okay? Yeah, I sprayed all the wood with stuff that unless there's an ignition source immediately on it, the wood will not burn. You take it away, it snuffs itself out. All the spray foam is fireproof. It's fireproof house as best I can make it. So, but over the last 22 or 3 months or whatever it's been, we've ended up spending almost $5 grand in hookups and water fees above and beyond, well, probably about $4,000 above and beyond what we would have done. And I know that those brass fittings and all that stuff is supposed to be fancy machine. can you do this? Can you refund me the cost of that? And then hook it up to the 1-inch line? Or refund me the cost of that and not switch it around, because it's still a 1-inch line. And then that, I'll eat the extra $75 a month it's been for the last 2 years. Is that unreasonable?
The cost of what?
The cost of what?
Yeah, maybe.
The hookup, and I was told that the hookup was so exorbitant
You're
because
talking about the
all
cost
of
of the
those,
meter
all of
itself.
those
Yeah.
things were so costly.
Yeah.
That's why I was told there's $2,500. So if you put me over the 1-inch, you can take that back and you can put it in another
Oh,
facility.
yeah,
That's-
yeah, we'll give you credit for the, whatever we take out. You're saying the difference between the 5/8 meter and the 2-inch. Yeah, we'll give you credit for the difference between the two. That shouldn't be a problem, because we're taking the meter into our possession.
Mhm.
It's your possession sort of now, so
Okay.
we can give you the credit for the difference.
Okay.
I mean,
Yeah.
we'll pay to switch back to a 1-inch line.
When it's already there, we just reduce it down to the 5/8 meter. I mean, the tap's already there.
Well, you've got two. They put in a new one when they put that 2-inch in.
Mhm. Had to accommodate.
Okay, and I don't understand. That's what I'm saying, but all the fancy stuff, you can put a plug in it and take that out and reuse it as another.
That's what-
Right, that's
that's
what
what
I'm
it's
saying.
all
We'll
about
just
now.
take the material that's in that meter set
Okay.
back out and give you credit for those materials, yeah. That wouldn't be a problem.
How would that be carried out as far as that credit goes? And is that gonna be the $2,500 or whatever it was-ish?
Well, it'd be whatever the cost of those materials are. Of course, we had labor and everything else in the tab, but just call Debbie and come in and see her, and Eddie or Al will inform her of what to do as far as the credits. And don't have those numbers in front of me, or I'll
Okay.
tell you
No.
exactly. But that
Do you
shouldn't
want,
be-
do you
shouldn't be
want
a
a
problem.
check, or do you want to credit your account, or what do you want to do there?
If we credit the account, I'm not gonna have a water bill for a long time.
Make you feel better.
Well, I don't have a problem with that if y'all are okay with that. Let's find out.
Find out what
Let's
it's
find
gonna
out
be
what it
first.
is, 'cause- and, no, but
You know, it's-
now, and who do I,
Debbie.
Debbie?
Yeah.
Debbie Bentley is who will.
If you don't care. And when do I get a hold of, when we get, one of us get a hold of Debbie Bentley?
Anytime between
She works there every day.
every
No, I
day.
mean, just.
How much time you gonna have to
How much
have
time
to-
do you all need before I contact her?
We'll talk to her first thing in the morning.
Okay.
Will he have to call?
Who's the account name in his?
Yeah, I guess.
So you say that you all didn't know at all that that 2-inch line was gonna be,
Commercial.
What I was told was it was gonna be a $300 hookup and then a residential rate, that it didn't matter.
okay.
And that's what I understood, so,
That's the residential fee.
yeah, so. But,
That seems to suffice.
I thank you for your time.
Okay.
All right.
Anybody else?
Mine next.
Yeah.
Sure.
My name's Calvin Howe, and I'm with the VFW, Daniel Street here. We are planning to build a 6,000 square foot homeless veterans emergency shelter down there. And we all have a water line that's going to run directly in underneath, I think it's a 5 or 6 inch maybe. We've had some real people come out and look at it, and they give some kind of estimate, but they haven't got the prices on from each company to find out which one will be the cheaper. What I'm here to ask is, we need help in getting this thing moved without a whole lot of expense. And I'm gonna ask the city also to help out. We've gotten everything else moved, all the other water lines, electric lines. I think there's about 3 3 gas lines, I think the city had 1. We've got all those moved without any expense so far in electric. And we've done excavation up there, gotten it ready. We have a groundbreaking the second day of next, you all should have gotten invitations.
We did. Thank you.
Okay,
Thank you very
I'd
much.
love very much if y'all could attend. We don't know yet who all is coming. I know the governor all the way down is invited. But we need assistance in this building because we're gonna have to come up with about $400,000 to build it and complete it. We're gonna have I wish I'd brought a blueprint of it. It's gonna be built somewhat of a hotel style. It's gonna have 5 rooms on one side, 5 on the other, with a big foyer and kitchen in the middle. And we will be requiring, we'll have to have a sprinkler system, so we'll have to have a setup there for that. We already have a tap in place where we tore the house down, so it's still in existence. We will probably require another tap, because the front 2 rooms, there's gonna be like a single apartments that maybe we can rent out to help pay the utilities on that thing. But the cost of that line is going to really hinder us and hurt us. So we'd like to have assistance in that if y'all could. Anyway, move the line for us without any expense. And we would greatly appreciate it. What we're doing up there is going to help the town of Prestonsburg, or the city of Prestonsburg, I'm sorry. And it's going to be, we're going to require, we're going to be withdrawing more water and more of this sewage. And so it's going to be expensive before coming back to you in some form or another. But that initial, I'm estimating it to be around 5,000 just for materials. And I know that's a lot, but this 6,000 square foot building, and it will be completed by spring of next year, we're hoping. It will be a great asset to this community and the whole county and Eastern Kentucky as a whole.
Who's the ownership of the building?
It'll be the VFW. We bought, I think his name was John Blair. We bought his property, the house now, and we've done the excavation up there already.
Sprinkler take 6 inch.
We'll be,
Yeah, that's what I was.
Doesn't
I
the
think it's
sprinkler
6
take a
inch.
6 inch pipe?
it'd have to be moved back probably to the other side of the sewer line. That's the only problem.
Yeah, that's what I was.
One side already crosses it. The
Well,
right side.
we're actually, Mr. Hal, we're actually looking at an alternate route for that line.
Oh, that'd be great.
And we're looking at, we have to obtain an easement from another property.
Okay, I would say this, I know how your line runs, and it does have a lot of 90 degrees in it that don't need to be there. But if you need easement across those 2 pieces of property in front of.
Well, it would actually not even be on that piece of property. So.
Okay, well, now the lot in behind us, where I'm gonna build, is also ours also.
Okay.
The septic, the sewer line is there, you got any plans for that?
No.
Okay, so I made the building smaller because of that. Because we can't, and we wouldn't want to ask you this, $12,000 about what we estimated it probably cost us to move the sewer.
Well, we're trying to do some improvements on our system, and this would work into that. So we're looking at an alternate route that would get it away from.
Well, I know it's gonna be some time before y'all do this. We have the opening house, the groundbreaking, the 2nd of next month. We hope to begin construction sometime after that with the footers and so forth. And the steel building should be coming in sometime around the 1st of May. Well, it doesn't hinder you all if we go ahead and start this construction, right? Or you want to withdraw the line that's there? I think it's cast on, somebody said.
It is.
Okay. If you're not going to withdraw the line that's in there now, it shouldn't hinder us to build because it's 3 feet deep. We've already had some people up there to check out.
It won't take us just a couple, 3 days to move it.
All right.
So once we get the easement in place,
Okay.
we should be able to have it out of your way before you ever.
When are you gonna start?
It'll be sometime after the groundbreaking is done. I have to go in there and pour the footers and the concrete and stuff and get it ready for the steel building. Then once it's up and skeleton, I gotta lay the block in it. Then we start with the insides.
So May 1st ballpark. Did you say around May the 1st?
Well, after probably about the 1st week of April, we'll start digging the footers.
Oh, okay.
If we get somebody in there. I don't know how deep we want to dig them because we've dug out some big roots. We'll probably have to dig pretty deep and fill it with gravel, then go with concrete.
You may just have to give us a few days on the
Oh, that's
easement.
no problem, that's no problem. Other than the water line itself, we're going, I guess we'll probably use the same tap that's going to the original building now because then we may not. But I expect we will need 2 additional taps for the 2 apartments that we'll pay for, and if you can help us on that, we appreciate it. And we're going to have a line in there big enough to accommodate sprinkler system.
Is that a 2-inch sprinkler system or is it 6?
I don't know. Randy Burchett is still drawing it up, and he's been real nice. He's done it for us for nothing. We've had a lot of, even one of our magistrates done the excavation up there with his own equipment, not the county's, and we gave him the rock up there for ballast to use on the creek side. So he was grateful for that, and he's going to come back in and haul some dirt again. Now we got to elevate that dirt or the ground back there to the height 6 inches higher than the blacktop on the street. But when it rains, all the water comes to the middle. And the drain, the city drain you have there, is too low, I mean, too high for the water to drain into it. And to ditch it or do a leach bed type thing won't work. So if we're gonna make a parking lot back there, we gotta get that commercialized for that too. But we'll eventually be making a parking lot back there. And it will go over top, if the water line is moved over there, we'll be over top of it. Of course, you said that's gonna change. It'll be going over top of the sewer. And we will write down and give you anything, permission to tear it up if need be or whatever. But we won't have to eventually probably blacktop it somewhere down the road, not anytime soon. Because that's money and we can't afford it. We'll probably just grab it to start off with. The parking lot over next to us doesn't belong to us. And this building's gonna be occupied daily. We don't expect to have that many residents in there, you know, temporary. But the building is gonna be open to the veterans for claims. It's gonna be like a daycare for veterans, basically. They're gonna be able to come and watch TV, play cards, do whatever they want, eat, snack. And we're gonna do the paperwork, do whatever it takes to get them signed up for the medical and maybe job hunts and stuff like that. That's for any veteran. It's not just war veterans. And of course the public is always comes in and helps. We got one down in Paintsville. It's a real old building. And you can't go down there without open the door up like somebody got a bag of groceries sitting there for the guys to eat during the day, you know something. So, but that's all I have, and I'm going to ask the mayor, I think it's next Monday. I'm sure you all, I was hoping he'd be here tonight for your all's meeting.
He usually is.
I'm going to hold him to his campaign promise. He said, we will get those lines moved for you, but I know that's a big expense, and I know it's hard. And you all, really, y'all done a lot for us already. And to ask you to do this additional stuff, I know it's kind of hard, but try to keep in mind who it's for and what it's for and what we can contribute back to the city.
Hey, where'd you say the piece of property is that you're working on?
It's right beside the VFW building. You see the excavation done up there?
Yeah.
And for those of you that aren't part of this, I'll pass this flyer around.
I come up there and did a little dancing up there. Is that where I was at?
Yeah, you probably did. They got some things. They got on Friday, Tuesday nights we have teaching, and on Friday night they dance, and we rent out the building. Of course, have to pay for utilities and so forth.
They got
Oh, you think so?
Yeah, I'm trying to get ready for my daughter's
They
wedding.
said
They like to kill me.
they said Mickey McGuire is the one you got to watch for. I'll find out. So he's a good friend of mine and things. But
They enjoy
I
it.
appreciate you all's time. And
All right, man.
don't feel bad if I walk off and leave you here. I have another meeting I got to go to. I've been to several today. Been over to Veterans Home all day today. I'm on the board over there, taking care of those people. So any help that y'all can get or give us and passing the word around will be great. And I want to throw in one other thing. Y'all know that this thing on TV with the Wounded Warrior thing. Y'all hear about that, right?
Yeah.
Well, I suspected it 3 years ago, but nobody listened to me. And do yourself a favor, and I don't want to know. If you know someone that does send to that or did send to that, ask them to stop it. And direct the money back to the VFW for something they can see. So that's not too much to ask, I don't think. So pass the word around, we need your help. Is there any extras left over? Well, I've run out of $500 in cartridges and paper. Thank you all for listening to me, and I'm sorry I took up so much of your time. I hope to see you all down there the second. Not trying to make it. We certainly appreciate your time. Thank you, sir. All right. Yeah, I didn't get you.
All right, nice to meet you.
Try to get up to your boss. Thank you all.
You got anything you'd like to say?
Yes. I've been here for 12 and a half years. My name's Tommy Reed. I pastor at Fitzpatrick Baptist Church, Prestonsburg, Kentucky. I'm a Belfry boy, and but this is our home. You know, home is always where your heart is, and when the Lord called me to come over here 12 and a half years ago, He truly brought my heart with me, and we love being here. And I see all your employees out all the time. Many of them come to our church. And every time I see them, I say, I want to thank y'all for what you do. So I told Mike last time I saw him, a gang of them, they was like piglets going to the sow down at Billy Ray's to eat. And I said, you know, is there ever opportunity I can come and just say thank you? I'd really appreciate it. Growing up, I grew up over at Sydney, where Sydney Coal is. We called it Big Creek, right in the bottom where Bevan School was. We had the best water. You could go out and literally out of the spigot. It was ice cold, it was clear, it was clean, and it had the best taste to it. And then Leslie Coal Company, several years after my boyhood, decided to mine under it. And all of a sudden everything turned to red or orange. It smelled like something that was rotten. That's all we had. So we started going over to Hardy, near Hardy Ballpark, and saving milk jugs to get water out of the mines because it was cleaner than what we were drinking out of the well. And then we moved to Prestonsburg. And it's like we've been drinking that water that I had when I was a boy. It tastes so good. And I have been to city council after city council meeting thanking the city for picking the garbage up every Thursday, for cleaning the streets of snow, for the sewage crew that comes out. My wife about had a heart attack the first time the lift station went out. We had to call on them to come replace that pump. She said, "Oh, I don't want them to think that our sewer stinks." I said, honey, this ain't their first rodeo here. You know? My point is this: what you do does not go unnoticed. Now, maybe people come down here every day and thank you and tell you thank you. I don't know. But as for me, I want to thank you. I see it. Your people are great when they come out. When we built the parsonage, y'all were awesome to help us with gas, sewer, water. And from your frontline people that deal with the public, all the way up to you all. I know it's a difficult task. I can just imagine. There's difficult things. These sweet people here had a problem. It's not always easy. And but I just want you to know that you're appreciated. You truly, truly are. Even if, and forgive us as the public for taking for granted. You know, we turn a water faucet on and we think it's going to be there. Well, I've been a missionary in many, many countries where you couldn't drink water. Cholera is rampant, and they didn't have any septic. They had to just go out in the field somewhere. And so I'm very grateful, and we're blessed. We're blessed to have you from the top all the way down to the ones that reads the meters, that puts the meters in, that digs the lines, whatever. I just appreciate it. And I hope and pray nothing but good blessings on you. I brag on you every municipality I go to. South Williamson's thinking about incorporating. They've asked me to come over and speak to them. That's back home, Coach Phil Paywood. And about the benefits of incorporation. And this is one of it. I'll be honest with you, I'm a Pike County boy in my bones, but they got issues. They're not above reproach. They don't have a good name. There's a lot of deceit, a lot of hidden things. But you've got a good name. And so know that. And when I think of you, and I'm a preacher, okay, forgive me. But I think about this verse of scripture when I think about you all. Philippians 1 verse 3, I thank my God upon every remembrance of you, always in every prayer of mine, making requests for you with all joy, for your fellowship in the gospel from the first day till now. Being confident of this very thing, that he who has begun a good work in you will complete it. And it's right for me to think of this, of you all, because I have you in my heart, inasmuch as both in my chains and defense. For God is my witness how greatly I long for you all with the affection of the Lord Jesus. And if you wouldn't mind, is it inappropriate to pray? It's inappropriate to do
No,
it?
it's not inappropriate. It's appropriate.
I'd like to pray. Lord, in our land, in our country, we're losing the greatest generation. And my generation and on down, we become very spoiled. We're very blessed. And we live in abundance. And God, so many times we take things for granted. But I don't take these people and this city utility for granted. Every time I get in the shower in the morning, I'm grateful. Every time I flush, I'm thankful. Every time I get a drink of cold water out of the refrigerator spigot, I'm thankful. And Lord, I know they have a hard job, but yet I pray you'll bless them. From Dave on down, I pray you'll give them joy in what they do. And I want them to know that somebody is going to be praying for them. That your servant, I will be praying every week for them. Thankful, grateful for everything they do. And if I can ever help them in any way, Lord, I'm your servant here in this community, and I love it. And I love them. And if I can ever help them in any way, I'd truly be honored and blessed. For that is my joy and my purpose. And I pray all this in Jesus' name. Amen. I thank you.
Thank you, Pastor.
Don't.
Very much. Thank you, Tom.
Nice haircut.
Do we have any more public comment? You can, you can. You
I
can.
did, I, protocol.
Do we do
Sit
you all
around
right,
and
Doc? You okay?
Yeah, I think so.
Well, this will let us know. Call David.
And what that guy said, I've been places where they don't have water. Where I've been, I've done surgery on another continent. I did it without running water, and without electricity. You guys are, where we are. I do appreciate it.
All right. Thank you.
Thank you.
I have to come up and see you.
We'll keep it loud. Y'all be good. Thank you.
Bye-bye.
Thank you so much.
Appreciate it.
All right. See you, Doc. Mr. Ross.
Executive session.
Thank you, Dave.
I'll go around. I'm not gonna skip it, Dave. I appreciate you. Y'all have a good evening.
I want you,
Well, we need a motion on going into executive session.
What about special projects? Have we already go over that?
Yeah, there wasn't anything.
There wasn't anything on it?
No. So let's run that to public.
All right.
We're down to new business.
Make a motion. I'll second. We have to go into executive session for a few minutes, babe.
All right.